Today I'm going to talk to you guys about cognitive presence. Is that? In order to successfully complete this assignment today, you must just watch the whole presentation, answer all the questions, and have well thought out responses. And then this is just your reminder to remove any distractions, put away your electronics, shut your door, all that fun stuff. And then we're gonna do a quality check. So raise your hand if you can see that this is recording. Perfect. And then raise your hand if you can see the quality check at the top of the screen. And then raise your hand if you can just hear me clearly. Okay, perfect.
Okay, Katie, I mean Alex, I don't see the record, but Noah saw it, so I guess it's okay, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's that red button up at the top of your screen. If you look at the top right, maybe I have to point that way. I don't know which way I'm supposed to
Oh,
point.
okay,
It's at the
okay.
top.
For some reason I'm not seeing it, but as long as you're seeing it, it's okay, so we know it's
Yeah,
recording.
there's like a little red button. If you look at the top right, it's like
Oh,
there's like
I see
the
it now. I
green
see it
mark.
now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I see it.
No, you're good.
Okay.
And then everything that we're talking about today just comes from chapter 5 and 6 of our textbook. So, cognitive presence is one of three parts that make up the community of inquiry framework. It includes social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence, and they all come together to create the full learning experience. So, the big idea for this lesson is that cognitive presence allows our students to discuss and reflect on what is being learned during the lesson. To get a better idea of what cognitive presence is, this presentation is set up using this model. So, what part of the community of inquiry framework do you have the most knowledge of? I'll put like a little ranking and you can like rank them if you can see that. You can just rank them in order.
Are we supposed to do this in Slido or on the?
Yeah, it's in the Slido.
Okay, I'm not seeing it for some reason.
Noah, do you see it?
Oh, now I see it. Now I see it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just submitted mine. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. What part of the code frame do you have the most knowledge of?
So it looks like social presence has the most knowledge of, and then cognitive, and then teaching. So we will move on. So, our learning objectives for the lesson are that students will know what the community of inquiry framework model is and what three parts the framework is made up of. Students can describe describe cognitive presence and the impact that it has on student learning. And students can describe the 4 categories and indicators of cognitive presence. So, for our first assessment activity, what aspects make up cognitive presence? You can select your answer using the shape tool. Do we just have reflection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So reflection is right, and then also discourse, just that communication and collaboration working together. Alrighty. So, cognitive presence allows students to create meaningful connections through collaboration and reflection. Through this model, students are able to create meaning through sustained discourse. Collaborative inquiry has been shown to positively affect student achievement. This positive statistic is shown through students increasing cognitive presence through their engagement, creating a sense of achievement, and having a higher learning satisfaction. So, for this assessment activity, what are some of the different ways of collaboration that's used in the learning environment? You can take a moment to reflect on your ideas and then use the text annotation feature to write down your answers. John, did you get yours in there? Or is that Noah's? That's Noah's. Peer review and group projects, those are definitely good ways to collaborate. Whenever I think of like collaboration in the classroom, for some reason I always think of like think, pair, share because that's what I always did in the classroom. But then in all the books we've read, they've been like, that is not a good idea. John, what did you think?
I,
Oh,
you
group
might
work.
not be able to see it. I typed it in green, so you might be might be able to see it. It says group work.
Oh, it just showed up. I see it.
Yeah, it's pretty much similar to what
Noah
Noah.
said.
Not quite. It was somewhat similar.
Alrighty, so the practical inquiry model is a multi-phase learning model that describes the 4 levels of cognitive presence and encourages critical thinking. The practical inquiry model is 2-dimensional, where the first dimension includes psychological and sociological components, and then the second dimension includes perception and conception of the inquiry. And then the model has 4 phases, starting with the triggering event, exploration, integration, and resolution. So, how many phases are in the practical inquiry model? You can use the arrow tool to point to your answer. So there are actually four phases in that. There's the triggering, um, exploration, integration, and the resolution. Noah, what are you thinking?
I was thinking of like the teaching presence, social presence, cognitive presence.
Oh, I got you.
I connected the wrong thing. That's my bad.
No, you're good. Oh, let me clear those. So, the triggering event is the first phase of the practical inquiry model. It's implemented to cause a sense of puzzlement. So, at the beginning, you're doing things to get students engaged, like a hook and hold, or introducing the big idea to give a preview of the content that is going to be taught and showing how it will be meaningful to the learners. Exploration phase is the second phase of this model, and it's implemented to exchange information. So the exploration phase is where the big idea is explained a little bit more, just in a deeper meaning. And then this is also where more information on the topic is offered and can be explored a little deeper. Integration is the third phase, and it implements connecting ideas. During this phase, there are activities that integrate the ideas from the lesson into your desired field. This phase also has many opportunities to reflect on what you understood from the lesson. And then the resolution phase is the fourth phase of this model that is implemented to apply new ideas. And then during this phase, the big idea will be summarized and the lesson will get wrapped up. Students can be sent on their way to apply these things to their field. And then here is my case study. So you just finished doing a professional development on the community of inquiry framework, and one of the aspects that stood out to you is cognitive presence. You are talking to a teacher on your team, and she talks about how her students are doing well, but not as well as she thinks that they could. She mentions that she does a lot of lectures on PowerPoint presentations, and they take up the whole class time and are one way most of the time, as in she's just speaking to them the whole time. She says she likes to use PowerPoints to teach, but wants to incorporate more ways for students to collaborate and be more interactive. So on the next slide, first to suggest some ways that the teacher can still use these PowerPoints, but include some more collaboration. And then list some of the positive effects of cognitive presence. Do you guys have that link in the chat? I sent it before, but I sent it before you guys joined.
I do not.
Okay, I'll resend it. So you can click on that and you should be able to edit it. I put like a copy of the case study on the first slide, and then I'll put you guys into breakout group. I'll give you like a minute to fill in the blank for you guys to talk about it. And then you can just join.
Okay. Let me see.
Find it. Dang it.
Oh wait, are we in the breakout room?
I accidentally joined it.
Oh, okay. So hey, we
Okay.
are here. Good.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Did I get you guys in there? Or
I know I never actually clicked on anything to join it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, we didn't have to, I don't think.
Okay, we didn't have to.
I
Okay.
think you guys are in it now.
Yeah, yeah, we
Breakout
just got
session.
automatically assigned.
Oh, okay.
Then how do I get out of here? Oh, it says breakout sessions that there's no one in it and to join. I just did this earlier. Okay, let me try this again. That's my bad.
Okay.
I had this set up.
Same thing happened to me. I had everything set up to go and I had glitches along the way. Thought everything was perfect, but so we're not in the breakout room yet. Is
No.
that okay?
Okay, I think I got it now. There we go. Now, I get my screen back up here. So, I guess now would be a good time to say that if you are watching this at a later date, in your missed class packet, you will just have this case study printed out and you can fill out the chart by yourself. Still has 30 seconds. Were you guys able to get to that?
Yep,
Okay,
all good.
perfect. Okay, so what were some of your ideas for more collaboration?
Uh, because we're staying inside the PowerPoint, just doing things like you're doing here with polls or activities, creating things like a class discussion of some sort through the PowerPoint. If they like the PowerPoint, that's great, and there are ways to keep the PowerPoint alive while still collaborating and not just making it a one-way thing.
Gotcha. And then, for positive effects of cognitive presence, what did you guys come up with for that? I agree with you for suggestions for collaboration too.
We just, I mean, number one is attentiveness, making sure the students are being able to talk back and forth rather than being talked to, two-way communication in that way. And I think the book also had something about like well-being of students. Like it actually helps their psychology if they're able to like respond and actually have discourse in that way.
Yeah, I kind of went over that with like the inquiry model, how it said that it was like one dimensional or two
Hmm.
dimensional, and the first dimension was like with psychology. So that is very
Hmm.
interesting. And then these were just some of my ideas. I said, like just integrating this practical inquiry model in PowerPoints, allowing students to problem solve, and creating a space with meaningful reflection and conversations. And then for positive effects of cognitive presence, I put um, that it had increased learning satisfaction, higher engagement levels, and creates a sense of achievement, like how we talked about at the beginning of this, but I feel like our ideas were pretty similar. There was a resolution phase slide there. Oh, just kidding. Um, so just to sum up our big idea again, cognitive presence allows students to discuss and reflect on what is being learned during the lesson, and then it allows students to find more collaboration opportunities for students to be successful. And then, how closely do you think that this PowerPoint relates to that inquiry model? I'll give you a little slide to kind of take a minute to reflect and then select your answer on the survey I'm about to put out. And then five is like, it was exactly what I described to you. And then one is like, you explained it to me, but this presentation does not reflect that at all. And then while you're doing that, I'm actually going to go back on the slide because I forgot that I did edit this. So what we talked about was like in summary of the case study, um, cognitive presence has a high impact on collaboration, which leads to higher success rates. So I forgot that I put that in there now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm glad that this was a good example of what I was describing. And then you can just use this um, tool to rate your understanding again. Five being that you understood it, and then one being that I confused you a lot.
Which tool did you say? Oh, over in the
It's on
over.
Slido.
I'm sorry, I see it now.
No, you're good. Awesome. And then, do you guys have any comments, questions, concerns about this? If you do, you can put them in the chat. If not, just put no in the chat box. That we're all good. Perfect. Alrighty. And then I'm going to send out a quiz and you're going to answer the three questions. And then I will put them up on the slides too, so you can refer to those. Here's that quiz. I'll let that launch for you. It's on Slido again too.
Have you sent it already? The
Yeah.
slide? Because I'm not seeing it. Maybe
Would it be on like the right side?
yeah, I'm looking on the right side. I see Slido, but I don't see
Noah's in it. So,
oh,
no,
he
where
isn't.
did you see it? Oh,
I
there we go,
see it.
John.
Oh, okay. So we are in the quiz. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is cognitive presence is one of how many presences in the community of inquiry framework? And you have 2, 3, or 4. This is the we all did a presentation on one of these presences.
Oh, I messed it up. I flipped it. No.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
Is
me.
it the way I'm wording it that's confusing?
No. You're wording it fine. I'm flipping it around. It's the community of inquiry framework, and then it has 4, and then there's 3 presences.
All these
I
different
mixed it up.
concepts that we,
Yeah, there's 4 phases
In the framework, and then
in
there's
the
yeah,
3 presences.
inquiry
Yeah,
model.
yeah,
yeah.
Okay. So the
I
second
got it. I
question
just realized too late that I messed it up.
yeah.
the second question is collaborative. This collaborative theory has been shown to positively affect what? And there is more than one answer. Everyone go. Okay, so the correct answers were A, B, and C. D, it probably does affect those. Whoops, but I didn't really talk about that. It was just more engagement in the actual classroom and students' learning outcomes. Maybe I could have put a better trick one in there. And then the last question is select the correct answer. Which practical inquiry model phase implements exchanging information, triggering, exploration, integration, or resolution? It is exploration. Good job, guys. Close quiz. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to show that. So thanks for taking
Yeah.
time to complete this lesson and learn more about cognitive presence with me. I hope you learned a little bit more than what you read in the book,
Yeah.
because I find that I learn more when this is presented to me than when I'm reading.
Right.
There is my citation.